Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video of Marvel Contest of Champions. We are running today 6.3.6 Safeguard and Dismay path. So if you're not sure about the nodes, the defender can only take 1% of their maximum health as damage from one damage source. And also with Dismay, whenever the attacker will lose a combo on the opponent, it will take damage indefinitely according to the combo meter. Apart from that, there is also Force of Will. So if you're thinking to bring ability accuracy champions to bypass Safeguard, that is not going to happen. So Force of Will make sure he prevents that. And if you're trying to bring in champions that are gonna put poison or incinerate or damage over time, there is rapid metabolism that shrugs off them 80% faster. So both of them cannot be used here. So the only way you can run this path is to bring in skill champions and use this path boost by the name of tactical maneuvering that gives a 30% chance to deal a burst damage to the defender as per 5% of attack damage from the attacker. Now the more hits on the combo meter, the higher this damage goes and also the chance goes. So you need to make sure that you maintain the combo and then use your specials. So all your bleed champions will work really well here. I am bringing in a Blade, a Mole Man, and as well as Hitmonkey. And my boss champions are going to be She-Hulk with synergy with Daredevil Hell's Kitchen. You can bring in other champions as well, but they will take longer time. So you can bring in Human Torch, or you can bring in Omega Red, but all those debuffs will be shrugged off 80% faster. They're gonna be a long fight if you bring in other champions. Now the first fight is against a Luke Cage. Now already there is rapid metabolism, so you need to be careful when you parry him. You need to go ahead really fast, otherwise if you delay for half a second, the stun will be removed and he can retaliate back onto you. So what you need to do here is to first run out his invulnerability timer and then spam SP2 with your Blade. You can also bring in Mole Man and also Hitmonkey or any other champion. Squirrel Girl works really well here for this path as well. So any champion with heavy bleeds like even Nick Fury, they will work. So all you need to do is to put up those bleeds on the opponent. For Blade, you can access the bleed with parry and also with his SP1 and SP2. With special 2, he does apply a lot of bleeds, so the chance to deal burst damage is a lot. So I am using Blade here and I'm just trying to spam SP2 to kill him off. Now next up is going to be a Nebula. Now with Nebula again, she is a robot champion. She's immune to poison and bleeds. Oh, you cannot bring in a champion with poison, but anyway, the rapid metabolism does not help you at all. So what I'm doing here, I'm bringing in Hitmonkey. Now with Hitmonkey, he has not only bleeds, but he also has criticals. So he's one of the best champions for this path. So all I'm doing here is medium, light, medium, and just baiting out his SP1. Do not bait out her SP2. Sometimes she can be tricky to evade, or the timing on the projectile is a bit hard to maneuver around to. So just use a simple champion. Blade will work here as well. Squirrel Girl will work here. Hitmonkey will work here. So there are different champions. Nick Fury will work really well as well. Now there are some options I've given you without boost. So Quake can work here. Aegon with a good combo meter can work here. So can Gilly 2099. But all the debuffs that you can apply from these champions, they will be reduced and they will shrug off 80% faster. So even if you bring in a Human Torch, his incinerates will go away faster. Same with Hyperion, same with Domino and Hook synergy. So I would still suggest the best way is to bring skill champions. Next up is going to be OG Ghost Rider. Now again, he is bleed immune and incinerate immune, so you need to keep that in mind if you're going to bring in another option apart from a skill champion. But if you're going to bring in a skill champion and you have blade available, I would suggest you to bring in blade here, because blade has that extra damage here from his danger sense, because he's a dimensional being, Ghost Rider OG. So again, all you need to do is to build up to SP2 and let the SP2 rip, and they will do the remaining damage. You need to be careful though, don't get hit with all that bit combo meter, because if you do get hit, then Dismay comes into play and it really degenerates to death very quickly. So you need to be kind of perfect for these fights and not get hit. Now next up is OG Vision. Now Vision is also a robot, so other champions you can use as well, but make sure that all your damage over times will be 80% less effective, and they'll be shocked off quicker. I am going to use a Moleman here, so I am just using my SP1 2 or 3 times to build up to 6 charges of monster mass. Then I will go into an SP3 and get 10 monster mass and go into a frenzy with 16 charges of it. So that would be more than enough to kill Vision off, because the amount of bleeds Moleman applies in frenzy are like crazy, and for every bleed and every hit on the combo meter, the chance to deal that burst damage for 5% on every hit increases really much. So you will see there will be a burst damage of 12,000 at the end of the fight. So yeah guys, just bring any bleed champion, because all of those are bleed immune. Use that boost technical maneuvering, and that's about it. Then we have an unstoppable Colossus. Now this fight is a bit annoying in the sense that it's going to be long because of the unstoppable buff on him. So again, you can bring in a skill champion with the path boost, but you need to be really careful on the timing on his unstoppable, because it's really easy just to parry him and go in for one hit and swipe back. But by the time you parry him giving one hit, he will shrug off the stun and he's unstoppable. He will retaliate right back into you. So I would suggest you just stay back, run out the timer on unstoppable, and then go hit into him. And with the skill champion that has bleeds, you can easily do burst damage on him and he will die. It's just a little longer fight, but you just need to be patient on this one. Next up is going to be a Darkhawk. Now he is bleed and poison immune, and he's a robot as well, and you need to avoid to knock him down because he gets into shield mode. Now I would suggest you here the blade is the best option here, because even if he throws his SP1 Darkhawk, you can just block it, and by the time the SP1 animation finishes, you can gain back all the health via regen from blade. Also, do not push the defender to an SP2 to avoid that stealth mode, and apart from that, just build up your SP2 and just let it rip. And when he goes into a shield mode, you can just stay back and you just can parry one hit, and once the shield mode is down, you can build up to an SP2 and go again. It's a bit of patient fight, but it still can be done. Another way you can do this, you can just parry, because the parry applies bleed as well, and that will give burst damage to Darkhawk as well. Either way, it's going to be a long fight. I am just using a blade and building up to my SP2, and now I'm going to run out his shield timer and build up to an SP2 again and let it rip. So the burst damage with the tactical maneuvering boost with our combo meter will do. Next up is going to be a fight with Thing. Now with Thing, you really need to be careful about his raw stacks, especially if you're using a champion that applies a lot of bleed, so you need to keep an eye on the right side of the screen. Like for example, I'm going to use a Moleman. Now Moleman has chance to apply bleeds even on his basic attack, so every time I'm keeping an eye on the right. If he's going up to 15, I will stay back and let him use his special, and slowly I am using my SP1s 2 or 3 times to build up to 4 to 6 monster mass, and then I will use my SP3. Once I get into that frenzy mode, Moleman will go crazy and he will apply a lot of bleeds altogether, and already I'll have like a 50 combo meter built up, so all of those bleeds will do a lot of burst damage and he will just melt away. Next up is going to be a Sentinel. Now his specials are very easily raidable, SP1 or SP2. The trouble comes when he gains all of those analysis charges and he takes half of the power to use specials. So again, it's going to be a patient and long fight. Don't get hit because the Dismay will kick in and kill you off. But all you need to do is to stay back and then build up your power meter and use that. I'm just using a hit monkey here, but I do die in the end of it and I bring in Mole Man to kill him off. So it's all about making sure that you put off enough bleed so the burst damage kill them off. One of the most annoying fights probably for this section is going to be Groot, because already there is rapid metabolism that reduces the shrug timing by 80%, and then again Groot also reduces the shrug timing as well. So you have a very limited window to attack him and do something about it. So bring in a champion that you can rely on to hit him, or wait for his heavy attack and then you can retaliate and push him to an SP1 and let him use an SP1, and then you can go and attack him. If you try to parry and go for it, he might shrug it off faster and retaliate and activate Dismay. So you need to be careful about that. With Mole Man, what I'm trying to do is to build up again to 4 to 6 monster mass, and then I will use my SP3. I will keep baiting out SP1 from Groot and then go back and retaliate and bring him down. The last fight on the path is going to be against Dormammu, so I would suggest you to bring in Blade here because of his danger sense, and all you need to do is to stay away and only bait his SP1. The way you can do that is to do a lot of parries, and parries also apply bleed on the defender, so that will also give him burst damage from the technical maneuvering boost. So you will notice here that as soon as Dormammu gets a bar of power, I am just doing only parries and I'm waiting for him to use his SP1. So when he uses an SP1, I block the first two instances, and the third one I will swipe back to avoid the dexterity charge. Once that is done, I will build up to my SP2 and then use it right away. I do die here and I have to bring in another champion to kill him off, but that's how you can solo this fight as well. So any champion, especially for this fight, Blade will work for the whole part. Scale champions with a lot of bleeds will run through this part. Now I have not done the boss fight for this video because it's already quite a long video, around 30 minutes. So I will link the boss fight from another video on the same chapter in the description and in the timestamp, so you can click on that and get through the boss fight as well. I wanted to keep the video short, so yes guys. The next video is going to be the last one on 6.3. That is going to be Thunderstruck lane, which is also a very annoying lane that you need to have champions that apply shock, or you can use tech champions will heal block. More on that once we get onto that video. Apart from that guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Let's discuss how you manage this part, and also subscribe to the channel and turn on those bell notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot, and I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.